2 a.m., Midlothian, Texas. A storm rolls over the quiet town. Rain taps against the glass of a small church. A church that, in less than 90 minutes, will become a crime scene that still haunts investigators. Inside, something moves. Slow, deliberate, unnatural. At first, it looks like a repairman, thick vest, helmet, tools, but then... That one was 3:50 a.m. At 4:16 a.m., fitness instructor Missy Bevers walks in, and within minutes, she is dead. Her killer, caught on camera, face covered, identity unknown, every movement like a puzzle piece that refuses to fit. This is the unsolved murder on CCTV, no motive, no weapon found, and a suspect list that leads everywhere and nowhere. At exactly 5 a.m., the first campers of Missy Bevers' fitness boot camp began arriving at the church. The building was dark, too dark, rain hammered the roof, and inside, silence. When they walked in, they found broken glass, tools scattered, a trail of debris from forced entry. They called Missy's name, no answer, and then they found her. Missy Bevers, 45 years old, struck multiple times with what investigators believe was a blunt instrument, a violent attack. Fast, targeted, no sign of robbery. The moment police arrived, they saw something chilling. The killer had been inside the church for 28 minutes before Missy ever arrived. They moved room to room methodically, like they were searching for something or someone. To understand this case, we start at the beginning. April 17, 2016. Missy spent her day preparing for her early morning fitness class. She posted on Facebook about her Camp Gladiator session, despite heavy storms incoming. Friends say she was upbeat, focused, dedicated. She had no known enemies, no threats, nothing that suggested danger. But at 1 a.m., Missy responded to a private message from a man she barely knew. It was uncomfortable, inappropriate. She brushed it off politely. It would be revealed later that Missy had received messages like these from multiple men before her death. Some flirtatious, some strange. Investigators would later call her digital life complicated. But nothing pointed directly to murder. At 3:45 a.m., Missy left her home. It was pouring, visibility low, wind strong. She arrived at the church at 4:16 a.m. She was alone. The killer had already been inside for almost half an hour. Police analyzed the footage frame by frame. The person inside wore what appeared to be SWAT-style tactical gear, a helmet and a vest, dark clothing, heavy boots. But here's where it gets strange. Their behavior didn't match a professional or a burglar. They wandered, paced, opened random doors, smashed windows with no reason, like they were stalling. Investigators noticed something else. The killer walked with a distinct, exaggerated gait, heavy, swinging, right foot angled slightly outward. That gait became one of the most recognizable elements of this mystery, and yet it helped identify no one. When detectives processed the scene, they made an unsettling discovery. There were no signs of sexual assault, no theft, no struggle outside the area where Missy was found, and no obvious motive. The attack had been confined, surgical, personal. In cases like these, investigators start with those closest. Missy's husband, Brandon, was hundreds of miles away on a fishing trip. Verified, multiple witnesses, receipts. He was quickly ruled out. But the marriage was strained. Messages later revealed both had engaged in flirtations outside the relationship. Yet, no evidence tied Brandon to the church. Randy Bevers, Missy's father-in-law, became a subject of online speculation. Why? Days after the murder, he dropped a dry cleaning order containing a shirt with blood on it. He said the blood came from a dog fight. Police tested it, confirmed. Animal blood. Case closed. 2 days before the murder, surveillance captured a man walking into a local sports store behind Missy. He watched her, then walked away. Police investigated. He had an alibi, no connection. Some experts believe the killer's gear was fake SWAT equipment, cheap replicas, costume-level quality. This suggested not a professional, but someone who wanted to look like one. Doctors, physical therapists, and even orthopedic surgeons analyzed the footage. Some thought it was a foot injury. Others thought it was a deliberate disguise. Some believed the killer was bow-legged. Others said they walked like they were wearing oversized boots. In the end, this became one of the most analyzed yet least helpful clues. When investigators unlocked Missy's phone, the case shifted. They found messages from multiple men, including one who had contacted her just hours before the murder. Some of the conversations were personal, some flirtatious, some inappropriate. Police interviewed every man involved. Most were fully cooperative. None were tied to the crime. Friends reported something chilling. Missy had recently told people that a stranger on LinkedIn was messaging her repeatedly. Creepy, she called it. Investigators traced the messages. The communication existed, but again, nothing linked the sender to her murder. Some data on Missy's phone had been wiped, messages missing, deleted threads, no clear explanation. Evidence or coincidence? Theory 1, a targeted attack. The most common theory, the killer waited for Missy specifically, watching her schedule, knowing her routine. But why kill her so violently, yet steal nothing? Theory 2, a jealousy motive. Some speculate the murder stemmed from jealousy, romantic rivalry, rejection, an affair gone wrong, but police found no concrete evidence. Theory 3, someone in the fitness community boot camp schedules are predictable, public, repetitive. Anyone attending or watching from the outside would know exactly where Missy would be. Theory 4, the gear. Theory, some investigators believe the killer used the SWAT gear as a disguise, hiding height, body shape, and gender. The movements, mannerisms, and limp have led many to believe that the killer may not have been a man. Theory 5, wrong place, wrong time. A few experts believe the killer had broken in for unrelated vandalism, and Missy surprised them. But the violence level suggests purpose, not panic. Theory 6, professional hit. Some private investigators theorize the attack was a hit disguised as chaos. The killer entered early, waited, executed, and left. Yet nothing else about their behavior looked professional. Theory 7, the church connection. Rumors spread that the killer may have had past ties to the church, knowing the layout, knowing entry points, knowing blind spots. This remains unconfirmed. The killer's walk became the defining image of this case. Heavy-footed, mechanical, strange. Police released the footage, hoping the public would identify them. No one did. Experts analyzing the gait found possible leg length discrepancy, hip problem, knee injury, or deliberate exaggeration. The killer arrived around 3:50 a.m. Missy entered at 4:16 a.m. The killer left shortly after the attack, escaping before anyone arrived around 5 a.m. Precise, calculated, timed. Despite thousands of tips, hundreds of interviews, and digital data analysis, the case remains unsolved. Theories rise and fall. Speculation continues. But one truth stands above all. Someone, out there, knows who was inside that church. April 18, 2016 left a permanent scar on Midlothian. A mother, wife, and instructor lost her life. A killer walked free, and a community has waited 8 long years for closure. If you have information, contact the Midlothian Police Department. Missy's family still hopes for answers. Cases like this don't grow cold. They wait until someone finally speaks.